morning, welcome again to the Footy Show, and yes, we're getting very close to finals action now. We had the penultimate round last week, and of course now we've got the final round on this afternoon. We still don't know what penultimate means, but we're looking forward to the last home and away game this afternoon. It'll be fantastic, and finals footy starts next week in absolute earnest. But last week we saw some great goal kicking going on around the traps, and of course Corio, too good for the Geelong West Sporting Club. They have not won a game in 2011. It doesn't look like it's going to happen either. But Jason Hunt from Corio and the legend Barry O'Toole booting 8 goals. He just keeps getting better as years go by. East Geelong, too good from Winchelsea. And Lucas Murphy kicked 13 goals. He's now kicked his 100 for the season. And in fact, he's on 102, 103, 102, something like that. Bannockburn, too good for Bannockburn. Yes, sorry, I'll start again. The Belpost Hill Panthers. Oh, Craigie. Too good for Bannockburn. Unbelievable. Too good for them. And the Inverleigh Hawks. Too good for Anarchy. Werribee Centrals, Anthony Kitchen kicking 6 goals against the Tommy Tigers, the Violet Crumbles. And the Belmont Lions, the 94.7 match of the day. Oh, the floor manager's going absolutely crazy here in the studio, folks. Too good for the North Geelong Magpies, with Paul Briggy kicking 4 up until half-time and did the fetlock again. He certainly won't take any part in footy game this year. Matthew Carroll for the Belmont Lions, absolutely sensational in the centre, absolutely magnificent, particularly in the third quarter. And I've got to tell you, folks, the floor manager, Brian Coghlan, told a little bit of a gag, or what he thought was actually a very big announcement at half-time out there at the Belmont Lions, when he announced that, and a news flash, that George Negus is taking over as the new coach of the North Geelong Magpies, and we all looked at him stupid. And he said, yes, he is, because North Geelong only go for 60 minutes. Now, as it turned out, that's exactly what happened at the end of the day, folks. Now, I know you're rolling around and spitting all your wheat picks all over the floor with that hysterical stuff we're doing at the moment. But yes, the Belmont Lions, 6 in a row, and they are fantastic at the moment, and they probably are wishing the season could go on a little bit longer. Now, as a result of that game, we had the great man himself, the coach of the Belmont Lions, a big interview with Cal Lowther, Paul Nigri with Cal Lowther. Here they go now.
Paul, after an indifferent start to the game, after half-time, your side, 7 goals down, was able to work your way back into the lead and showed a lot of courage and a lot of determination to get your side back in front.
Yeah, it's fair to say our first half wasn't our best output for the year. And to North Geelong's credit, they came out and obviously surprised us with their full forward playing, and he certainly gave us a few headaches, and we just couldn't cut off the supply. So yeah, we weren't very happy at half time, so we changed a few things around and just went back to what we'd been good at over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and urged our guys to stick at it.
Yeah. In that third quarter, Carroll in the midfield, I'd probably count about 8 centre clearances. He showed an attack and endeavour that not many other players can. Yeah,
his third quarter was outstanding. Also, Robert Harvey going into the ruck actually nullified their ruckman's influence as well, which gave Matty Carroll, he's very good at reading the play, and yeah, he probably had 12 or 13 possessions, and as you said, 7 or 8 clearances, but effective clearances as well, deep into the forward half. So his third quarter and his whole game, really, he got a little bit tired, but it was understandable, but he was a great contributor all day.
Yeah, and your crowd, obviously in the third quarter, everyone just sort of got this feel-good attitude going, and were you surprised how the players responded in that second half?
Not dissimilar to last week. It was a big effort to come from behind last week. I didn't think we were playing anywhere near as well though, and I put it to them at half time, we couldn't leave it to 2 or 3 good players, because that's all we really had at half time, and it needed a lift from everyone. And the third quarter to produce 9 goals, against a side that was playing pretty good footy for the first half, was an outstanding effort, and I think both sides were pretty tired in the last quarter and then slogged it out, so yeah, a good contest.
Just the 6 games in a row, obviously it means so much for your club, but do you think now you've got this base that you'll really be able to follow on to next season?
Yeah, certainly 6 in a row. Today being our last home game, as I said earlier, was important to us, and yes, we've got a good solid base, 7 wins for the year with Werribee to come next week. Whatever happens there, it's a good result for the club, and it's laid a base, it's laid a foundation, and we know what's required to go forward.
Great interview there from Cal Lowther. Of course, Cal will be back next week with a great interview. Well, I did it real about the front this morning, folks, didn't I? I didn't introduce our magnificent panel. And once again, I have assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football. With me doing the talking once again is the Bannockburn legend, Dale Smith. G'day, Dale.
Good morning, Dick. Nice to be back again.
Well, nice to have you back, mate. And I've got to say, to the Belmont Lions last week, your absence at half-time was sensational, because there were about 20,000 more party pies left than normal.
Well, I'm glad I was able to lighten my load. Give it all to you, Dick.
Thank you very much. It was absolutely sensational. And, of course, the king of the kids, Jason Doherty. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, good to be here, and thanks for the intro after 6 minutes. It's been good.
Lovely to have you. Yeah, I know we got it round back to front. We've got to diversify a little bit and make everyone think, no, the show's not
It
exactly...
already is the longest intro in TV.
I know.
And now it's with an interview attached to it as well.
Can't know much about it, folks, and we're a little bit silly sometimes. But yes, it was an interesting game out there, the Belmont Lions. And, of course, the Belmont Lions were magnificent in the third quarter, Smithy.
Didn't see it.
You didn't go, did you? That's
no,
right.
better ask
I'll
Jason that question.
Third quarter, Jason, they were sensational.
They were. You would have been. Yeah, I could have just.
I wasn't
imagined,
happy.
I could have just imagined what you were like on the other side of the ground during the third quarter. No, they were.
Soothing.
They were sensational. Must have got a bake at half time from the coach because they weren't great in the first half. North Geelong were pretty good, but they came out all guns blazing in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's a credit to them. No, great effort there by Matty Carroll. OK, we'll have a look at the ladder now. And with 1 week to go, which is this afternoon's round. Here we go, coming up on your screen any minute now. And I'll start. Oh, there we go. OK. Unchanged there, East Geelong and Belpost still. Nothing's changed there. It's getting a bit boring, really. That will not change. Werribee Centrals, Inverleigh and Thompson. Anarchy have a mathematical chance of getting inside the final five, but it will not happen. Followed by Bannockburn, Belmont Lions, North Geelong, gone. Corio, Winchelsea and Geelong West. And I'm not even going to say that poor old word. I'm just going to say Geelong West have still not opened their account in 2011. I don't think it'll happen. And obviously, I'll start with you. What's your name again? Dale? I'm completely thrown this morning. Completely thrown. The ladder is now set, mate.
Oh, mate, it's been set for 2 weeks.
Set for 2 weeks.
Yeah, since Anarchy lost the Belmont Lions out there, I think it's really thrown their finals chances, right out the window. So no chance at all.
And Jason, I heard a little bit of a rumour that there might have been some big happenings at East Geelong. No truth in that rumour at all.
First I heard about it was when I walked in this morning. To tell you honest truth,
yep.
Didn't read the paper during the week. Did not know. The man next door who wasn't there on the weekend knew everything about it. So
there's a possibility there may be an out at East Geelong this afternoon and an in, obviously, coming to the side.
Won't make any difference. Because they list 25 players on the interchange bench anyway.
Ah, there you go. See, just to completely confuse me. Well, there you go, folks. Yes, it's been a funny old start to the show this morning. We haven't got a clue what's going on. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we've got a very special guest on this morning, and of course, he is a legend in local football, and you'll know exactly who he is when you see him. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the under-18s. Back after this.